Women have immense wisdom and hold so much potential to make a difference and cause positive change in our families, our communities, and the world. Gail Watson today is here to uncover the importance of being a voice, of letting your light shine in the world. She's also going to share how to do that because Women Speakers Association's Voices of the 21st Century amplifies women's messages. It elevates the world. So if you're interested, listen up because we're going to share details on how you can attend February 14th, where we're opening our doors to meet with Gail and learn how to become a part of this Voices of the 21st Century movement. So without further ado, welcome, Gail.
Hey, Laura. Hi, everyone.
So glad to have you here.
So am I, and we're celebrating, as everybody can see. We just released Voices of the 21st Century. What day is it? Thursday. So 2 days ago, and a book that just hit the ground running, knocked it out of the park with being a #1 bestseller in 4 different countries and multiple categories. And the women who brought this all together and made it happen are phenomenal. So we're still in party mode.
And we are indeed. And I love that we hit international bestseller in three categories and
Yep.
4 categories, I think it was, in 3 or 4 countries. So it's just 4 countries. Thank you.
Mhm.
We just have such an amazing community
Mhm.
with the Voices of the 21st Century that I'm deeming it a movement. It totally is a movement.
Absolutely. I mean, just the thought of your story is now around the world overnight. That it's amazing.
It
It,
is.
it's
So
mind
let's
blowing.
let's talk about we mentioned this Voice of the 21st Century. What is that?
What is being a voice of the 21st century? Well, it's it's being able to get our stories out. We all know, we've heard our words have power, right? Our words have the power to inspire, to heal, and to empower others from any kind of walk of life. So bringing voices of the 21st century is that opportunity where we as women can really be able to shine our light in this world and bring much needed light to this world for sure.
So, as women bringing that light, why now?
Why now? Well, we've been we're just off the heels of a global transformation as we went through a pandemic that none of us had ever really experienced before, and that shook everybody's world in all different capacities. We've got a, a global anger that's happening, and it's you know we can and we have inflation and all these really awful things, these negative things which can really bring us down. And now is the time where it is so important to use our voice, our words, to really use the power of that to inspire people, to heal others, so that we can really, as we were talking about, just bring that light into the world and share that other side, that positivity, that keep us on track, because we don't have to go down the drain. We can stay surfaced, and we can stay in our joy, and we can keep all that is good.
And remind people of that. I love that we do that with the Voices of the 21st Century book, the annual collaborative masterpiece that we put together here. And
Yeah.
we focus on women. It's all women's stories. So why women?
Why women? Well, women, I think. I mean, we have we can bring balance to this world. Um, we have, untapped wisdom that needs to be shared. We've always believed our mission here in Women Speakers Association, we've always believed every single person has been gifted with a message, right? And that message is uniquely yours, but is yours to give, to share, to be able to put it out there to influence, to inspire, to make a difference in someone's life. So uniting the voices of women, you talked about this being a movement, and it's true because, when we produce Voices of the 21st Century, it's not women just simply contributing to a book. They are contributing to a movement that champions the voices of women across the globe. And we as women have the power, we do have the power within us to bring that balance, to start to illuminate this world and keep it bright.
And I love the stories that we hear about people who are reading the chapters and the stories in the book, how they've been so and healed in one sense. They love the stories, they love reading it, they sit down and they relish the book, and it brings them some solace and hope and, like you said, inspiration to the
Yeah,
lives. And I think our world needs that for sure.
absolutely. And one thing that I've also noticed, it definitely has that impact on readers. But when we see the authors, the women who are coming in who have found and really owned their story, it's transforming their lives. It's opening doors that they didn't even know existed for them. And they are on their path, and they're just fully empowered with their message and to bring it forward. And I love that this book really contributes to that and fueling. My saying is always like fuel to fire, and I really feel like that's what happens here. We are all when we come together as a group, we are the fuel to someone's fire to really help them just burn brighter out there.
Yes. And it's like that Marianne Williamson quote, that she is like, the deepest fear is not that we're inadequate, but that we are powerful beyond measure, which is true. And it's not our light, it's our light that makes a difference. And when we bring it out there in the world, we are taking away any excuses for others. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frighten us. And we ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? And actually, who are you not to be? Right? You are a child of God. You're playing small doesn't serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We're all meant to shine. And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And like you said, when the woman herself is transformed, that's what she does. She brightens up her whole community, her whole sphere of influence. Just might have to use that poem.
I think so. I love that. It's so beautiful. And it just really summarizes everything. And that's one of my favorite poems.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And we have to remember that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. And
Hmm.
so, in an effort to help us remember and live it and be that and support women in bringing their light out, we do these annual collaborative book programs. So, how does one become a voice of the 21st century with WSA Publishing?
Well, that's really simple. We have an application process. You can go to voicesofthe21stcentury.com. It is a collaborative experience where we share in our costs of marketing and the cost of production, and we come together as a unit. And it's much more than just sharing your story. As we've been talking about, it's a full hands-on experience and a handhold experience. And if you apply, it just simply opens the door for us to have a conversation. And in that conversation, it it is talking about your message, whether you're still trying to look for it and find it within you. But um, one on one, you and I will go through and we'll talk about, you know, what kind of book do you want to have? It might a collaborative bringing yourself together in one single book with others might not be your solution, because we want to be able to explore different ways that really serves your story the best. And there's a lot of different ways. And in fact, I'm doing an information session next Wednesday on Valentine's Day, on February 14th, if anybody would like to join into that, where we're going to go through all the different kinds of options that you would have in sharing your story. Because at the end of the day, why we're putting our story out there, mostly we want to bring visibility. We want to get our message out there. It could be for legacy reasons um, or attracting more clients into our business. We want to explore all the different ways how a book can work for you and what's the best type of experience um, in getting your story out there that would really fit with who you are and what you're doing.
I love that you're doing that information session.
Mhm.
You to register for that or to learn more about it, go to speakersuccesstraining.com and join us on February 14th. It's well worth just meeting you, Gail, and meeting the community. And so Women Speakers Association and WSA Publishing have many opportunities to help bring that voice, that message out. And I love that we do this collaborative book because it's one of the easiest ways and the most productive ways and the most transformative ways. So um, it's not the only way though. So I know you take on each author, you talk to them, and you help them to be informed to make their own best decision.
Absolutely. And, it's always interesting because this Voices of the 21st Century, when it started, I mean, this is going back 8 years ago now, right? Um, it was it was never intended to be ongoing. It was one book where we thought, oh, let's, how can we get our messages out there and it's kind of level the playing field because, all the celebrities or the big names can get their message out. So what can we do to do that, right? And this uh, each year, more and more women are stepping up and they go, I want my story out there. I want my story out there. So we go, okay, we'll do it again and we'll do it again. And it's just growing from there, which I think is beautiful because what it tells me is women are really stepping up and they are committed to getting their stories out there so it has the impact it was meant to have. I mean, it's why you are gifted with your story. It's meant to be shared and it's meant to land with someone to however it serves them.
It makes such a great collection, of stories, a book collection. I have a few here that you can see. And it's just um, so awesome to have that in our, I've really enjoyed all the community, the women who've come, the repeat authors who have grown, the expansion that people have done from doing movies to getting their own books to being in the media locally to getting their books in their local library to having book signings. And it is a movement. It really is.
It truly is. And every year I am more and more, something always shows up and I'm surprised and I'm just going, it's so fresh all the time. And the happiness and the joy that comes out of it. Um, it's so exciting. I mean, we just did our launch the other day and I remember looking at everybody's faces and I was just in awe and really moved and taken back, just feeling the positivity. And I wish I could just stay in that moment all the time and just be around it and be around it, surrounded with it. And you just came off of that, went for dinner that night, and just felt so good. And that's the way we need to feel. And that's how, when we're feeling good, we're looking good. And that's what illuminates as we walk down that street or when we're having those conversations. And if we can keep ourselves in that place, that's how our light shines.
And we did that for each other as a community, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people were struggling or went into a little bit of nervousness about the whole process, they came on a call with us and they were like, oh, I'm clear now. I have the confidence. I am not the only one. I have support. I have resources. I have buddies. I have girlfriends, right? What would we do without our girlfriends? So
Uh,
yeah, it is a movement and a community and an opportunity to bring that light to the world. I love it. I can't even hold all the books, Gail. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah, right. Here they are. Woo!
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I just love it. I love every single person that has and come into these books. And here's the big secret sauce. You don't have to be a writer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of the criteria of Voices of the 21st Century, when we go into editing and things like that, is it's really important to keep women in their own voice. This isn't about course correcting you or making you sound a certain way that's not you. We want your voice to come through. It's your unique you that has the power, that is special. So we want to be able to hear you when we're reading your story. And I've gone through and I've read every single story, and I can hear that person. And when I get to even see behind the curtain on them in their story, it's so phenomenal. I can't even words can't even describe it.
And I love that for the reader, the stories are only 3 pages.
Mhm.
And, at first I was like, I can't condense my story into 3 pages, 1,000 words, but I can. I did. And it's great. And it's amazing how you can do that and still get a transformative experience with some ninja tips in there. And, and then, but it's like in a quick moment, a 10-minute reading, this world can be illuminated. So that's the promise of the book and the process we will help you through if you're wanting to join our movement of becoming a voice of the 21st century. So 2 ways to find out more. One, apply for a conversation with Gail at voicesofthe21stcentury.com. The second one, if you want to show up and, hear more about on your event next Wednesday,
Wednesday.
February 14th at speakersuccesstraining.com. So thank you, Gail. I can't wait for the
Thank you,
next group of
Laura.
authors.
I know me too. So we're already
So
filling in.
come,
So
come, yeah.
yeah,
All
there's a few
right.
more spots, but
There are a few more spots. Wonderful. All right. We'll see you there. Bye for now.
thank you.